Hey everyone, welcome to another video of me cooking in a hot kitchen in Thailand. Hey everyone, today I'm making beef chow mein. In my Cantonese language, it's oyok chow mein. I'm making this particular video on chow mein because someone left a comment. Her name is Olivia Senquin. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. She requested I make pan-fried noodles, which is coming up, which I will be doing maybe the next video. But Olivia is also asking, what is the difference between lo mein and chow mein? And that's what I'm going to show you today. But there was another comment left by Enrique Suave, obviously not a real name, but he commented, dude, your kitchen is so small. Laughing face, LOL, LOL. First thing I want to say is, when you have those laughing faces, you don't need to do LOL. Second thing, Enrique, it's not the size of your kitchen that matters, it's how you use it. Just ask my wife. Okay, so this beef chow mein recipe, right? This is based on a Hong Kong style recipe that I've been taught. The main difference between lo mein and chow mein is number one, the noodles. These are egg noodles, or you might know them as wonton noodles. I highly recommend that you find the best egg noodle that you can buy because essentially this is the main ingredient in this dish. Good quality egg noodles should not be so difficult to find. I mean, you go to any city with like 5 Asians, you find an Asian supermarket. But these noodles are thinner than lo mein noodles. And lo mein dishes are usually a little bit more oily, a little bit more greasy, a more sauce to noodle ratio. While chow mein is the complete opposite. So those are the main key differences. I know there are tons of ways of making chow mein, but if you want to make it the Chinese way, or to be more exact, the Hong Kong style way, I'm gonna teach you that right now. And these are all the sauces that I'll be using. And here are just all the ingredients. And as you can see, it's not a lot. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to marinate my beef, okay? I'm using a sliced beef I bought from the supermarket. I have 360 grams of beef here total. But before I marinate these, I'm going to slice it thinly and show you how to do it right now. So this is my beef, but I'm gonna slice it a little bit more to make it a bite size. So normally for Chinese stir fries, cheap cuts of beef were used. However, there are some ancient Chinese wizardry that will soften up this beef. And if you notice, I'm cutting it at a diagonal. And the reason why I'm doing that is that it makes the beef look slightly bigger. And that's one of the tricks that Chinese restaurants use. Okay, so to season this beef, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, half a teaspoon of Chinese cooking wine, and the key magic ingredient to tenderizing your beef is baking soda. All I need is about just half a teaspoon, not too much, okay? And then 2 teaspoons of cornflour. Cornflour or cornstarch to us folks from the USA will help to seal the juices inside the beef while I fry it inside the hot wok. Finally, just a little touch of cooking oil, just to finish it off. And just mix it up. You can also use chicken, you can also use shrimp, but if you're using chicken or shrimp, you don't need to add the baking soda. Because baking soda is one of those special little Chinese secrets that they use in the restaurants to help tenderize tough cuts of beef. Okay, so that's done. I'm just gonna stick this into the fridge for a few minutes. Okay, so the next step is to blanch my noodles, but I have to wait for my water to boil. So what I'm gonna do now is to talk to you about the stuff that I'm gonna add into this beef chow mein, okay? So one main component of beef chow mein or any chow mein are bean sprouts. These are mung bean sprouts. So most Chinese restaurants, especially the fancy ones, they'll pick off these yellow bits. Why? I'm not really sure, I don't know, but I'm leaving it on because, I mean, nobody's paying me to do this, so why am I gonna pick it off for? So I'm gonna leave it on. I'm going to use 1 medium-sized onion, and I'm just going to slice it up. Here are 2 baby bok choy. I'm not going to use all of it. These are just the size that I got, so what am I going to do? Just cut off the stem a little bit, and just cut it at a diagonal. And here I have 2 spring onions, okay? But I'm gonna cut down the middle. I'm gonna reserve the top half and cook it at the end, while as the bottom half, I'm gonna use it to cook along with the onions. I'm actually gonna use 3 scallion stems because I noticed that the ones that I had before are a little bit too small. So there it goes. All right, so perfect timing. My water is boiling right there. And these are my egg noodles. As you can see, there's flour coating it because these are fresh egg noodles, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use my hands to shake off of the flour. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the fire because I don't want to overcook my noodles. Dump it in, drop it in. And then I'm gonna use my chopstick to just stir it around, shake it up, loosen up the noodles. I'm gonna do this quick and fast because, as I said, I don't want to overcook my noodles because the actual cooking process is gonna take place inside that wok. All right, that's done. Next step, I'm gonna drain it. Next important step, run it with cold water. What this does is stop it from cooking. Because if I let this cook any further and then I cook it inside the wok, your noodles is gonna be mushy. And mushy noodles is just not good food. Okay, stop it. I'm gonna go into my hand just to make sure and feel around. Make sure that my noodles are cool and they're loose and they're not stuck to each other. There you go, check that out. All right, you know you're in the right path when the noodles aren't sticking to your hand. Okay, so the whole process of blanching my noodles took approximately 2 minutes. So you don't want to spend too much time on your noodles because you don't want to overcook it, all right? Because right now we're gonna do a final step. Step number 3 is to make the sauce for the chow mein. Okay, as I mentioned before, the difference between lo mein and chow mein is that chow mein has less sauce. So I'm gonna use 2 tablespoons of dark soy sauce. This is 1, I'm gonna add another 1, 2, and just 2 teaspoons of light soy sauce and 1 teaspoon of pure sesame oil. And just half a teaspoon of oyster sauce. Just a little bit, just a touch. All right, and that's it. It's not much, but this is the way that I was taught traditionally as a Cantonese way of cooking chow mein. So set this aside, and right now it's time to get cooking. Okay, so everything is gonna get cooked in phases. My wok is on high heat, it's steaming right now, so it's time to add about 2 tablespoons of oil. First thing I'm gonna cook is my beef. Spread out the beef. Make sure that they're not on top of each other, because if your beef are too close to each other, what happens is it's gonna steam. Well, there's nothing like the smell of sizzling beef in the morning. Flip to the other side. And I don't want to cook my beef completely 100% because when I'm making my chow mein, I'm gonna cook it even further. All right, that's it. I switched off the heat and I'm just going to remove my beef slices. And now I'm gonna switch on my fire to medium heat. Add just a touch, a little bit more oil, but that's it, not too much. Because right now I'm gonna go in with my onions. I'm gonna cook up my onions until they're just slightly translucent. Turn off the heat, set my onions aside. Gonna add just a touch more oil to low medium. Drop in my bean sprouts. The reason why I'm cooking my vegetables in phases is because I'm trying to remove some of the moisture. Put in my spring onions. These are the bottom half of the spring onions, okay? Only the bottom half. Throw in my bok choy. And once the bok choy has shrunk, wilted and cooked, I'm going to remove this. Just about a tablespoon of oil. I'm gonna set my heat to low heat. Okay, so right now I'm cooking my egg noodles. So remember, I set my heat to low heat, all right? I chopped in my noodles. I'm gonna let this get settled. So this is the reason why you want to set your fire to low heat. You don't want to overcook your noodles. You just want to heat it through. So at this point, I like to get in with chopsticks to sort of help loosen it up. So about 2 minutes has passed. I'm gonna add in my sauce. This is where the magic happens. Just mop up the sauce that was still inside the bowl. Yeah. All right, and then I'm gonna toss in all my vegetables, including the reserved spring onions. Toss it all in. And most importantly, toss in the beef. I'm gonna turn off the heat. I'm gonna mix it all up because everything is cooked. And here you go, friends. Beef chow mein. Some vegetables and some beef, my onions. And time to taste. See, it really matters that you're buying the best egg noodles that you possibly can because it's so worth it. The noodles are perfectly cooked, and even though the noodles has darkened in color, the sauce has not totally overpowered the flavors of the noodles. And that's one of the key importance of making a good chow mein, that you don't cover up the taste of the egg noodles. So if you can achieve that, then you cooked it just right. Okay, everyone, so thanks for watching. If you're a current subscriber, thank you for joining me. If you're watching me new for the very first time, do subscribe please. Hit the bell notification button. I also have social media, so my links are all in the description box below. As I always say, it's fun to cook in front of everybody and work out at the same time, So try this recipe out. I know you guys will enjoy it. If you find this video helpful, do leave a thumbs up. I do answer them and I do take some suggestions. So I hope to catch you guys next time. Take care. I see you guys next time.